Most of the top students, their weak point is chemistry. So,
So once I start devoting time, I'm sure that I'll be at least average in it.
have you studied quantum in detail or just for the sake of physics? What is your advice for students who will be watching, the young students, someone who is your batchmates?
Never give up and always dream about something.
कोई नहीं चलो तो बेसिकली रितेश सबसे पहले तो बहुत बहुत कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस एंड मतलब मैं वीडियो ना लूप में देख चुका हूँ कितनी बार एंड आई थिंक उसी से स्टार्ट करते हैं यार हाउ वाज दैट मोमेंट व्हेन यू वेंट ऑन स्टेज विद द इंडियन फ्लैग होस्टिंग द इंडियन फ्लैग हाउ वाज दैट एक्सपीरियंस
It was very much proud. I mean, I don't have any other word to express that. It was very good. There was a lot of adrenaline rush and everything.
सो बेसिकली मैं तो ये बोलूंगा कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस बिकॉज यू हैव made us the entire country proud. You have actually I know inspired so many kids who will be watching this video or matlab, otherwise also matlab, I think this is a big inspiration moment for all of us because going on a national stage and getting that medal for the country, it was silver medal, right? So getting that silver medal for the country was like proud moment, definitely proud moment. And I know at that point of time वो जो adrenaline rush होगा वो तो it will be on that at the top. So congratulations once again. So एक बार start करते हैं Ritesh with your journey. Exactly how did this journey of physics started and when did it start that you started feeling ki now this is gone into a irreversible process like a thermodynamic process, right? So when did that moment happen in your life?
Uh, so like I started studying physics from 10th, but uh, irreversible process kind of I would say started from about the mid of 10th. Like once I was so much into physics that I could not help myself to get out of it, and I didn't want it to get out of it. So once I started learning physics after a few months, yeah, that kind of.
So Ridesh, मतलब there are a lot of students जिनका सबसे बड़ा confusion होता है and mostly the confusion is around when to start. And before 10th, you were not doing physics or you were actually preparing for NSCAGS or other competitions? Were you preparing for that or?
I mean,
yeah.
I was preparing, but it's just to say that I was preparing. I did not study anything in that. I got like I think 20 marks or something. So
got it. So actual journey started only in 10th.
Yeah, before that I was just studious and studied for school.
So completing the entire syllabus in approximately 1.5 years, 10th and 11th mid, right? Because you had to give your exam. The first stage happens in November. So typically you have around 1.5 years to complete the entire syllabus.
Yep.
So you were able to complete that entire syllabus of physics in 1.5 years?
Yeah, we did it. I mean, till August, no, till September we were done with the syllabus, starting from, I don't know, April or something. So the first year exam.
Okay. So एक मैंने सुना है, I have not seen yet and I want to see that. I'm also a physics teacher, so I need to see that. I have heard that Chandan sir's class is magical. तो थोड़ा behind the scene बताओ ना कि exactly क्या होता है उस उन classes में होता क्या है ऐसा जिसमें मतलब because I have heard from so many people, I've heard from parents that सर आप देखो उस क्लास को फिर आपको पता चलेगा कि एक्चुअली उस क्लास में क्या होता है, सब मंत्रमुग्ध होते हैं उस क्लास में. तो ऐसा क्या होता है उन क्लासेस में मतलब जो is so inspiring and also at the same time you guys are glued to it.
Yeah, I mean, अभी अगर मुझे कोई पूछे कि फिजिक्स कैसे पढ़ना है, I can't say anything other than that. That feels like the best way because he does not teach us. मतलब majority of the teachers in India would teach how to solve problems in this specific chapter. He does not does that. He teaches physics because you want to learn physics. I want to teach physics. I'll teach you physics that way. Second thing is he tells you uh, we are using this theory, so we will be using that in these cases, and we cannot use them in these cases. We should be using them in these cases. So all those things which are generally like assume that students will get after they are solving problems.
Mhm.
They are not actually problem related. They are more physics related, because one should know when does their theory applies and when it not. Right. So he kind of gives these red flags everywhere. He do not use this over here. Do not use that over here. So that is something he gets into the what we say the feel of the topic. Like it's okay, as we say, like it's a pretty old term.
हाँ क्या बोल रहे हो?
Yeah. It's a pretty old term, right? To like get the feel of a topic. So that is what it's something as parents and teachers, students have told you. It's just you have to experience it first to understand it completely.
तो बेसिकली देखो मेरे को तो सुन के गूज बम्स आ रहा है बिकॉज आई एम आल्सो फिजिक्स टीचर एंड आई एक्चुअली मतलब फिजिक्स पढ़ाई शायद वैसी जाती है एंड आई आई डेफिनेटली वुड लव टू सी हिज लेक्चर्स टू अंडरस्टैंड कि एग्जैक्टली क्या ऐसा ऐसा क्या है जो बच्चे हुक हो जाते हैं उस पर बुरी तरह से बिकॉज इट्स मैजिकल एंड क्लियरली the love for physics will only happen if a student is passionate and the teacher is super passionate because
Yeah.
दो तरीके हैं मतलब and I teach mass batches also, I have taught the top batches also and I think एक जो तरीका होता है कि आप स्टैंडर्ड तरीका बताते चले जाते हो कि मतलब ये है 3 स्टेप है 4 स्टेप है और आप इस तरीके से सॉल्व कर लो, इस टाइप की प्रॉब्लम आएगी। और एक तरीका होता है कि आपने फंडामेंटल्स को क्लियर किया। फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से अगर मुझे रोटेशन से पहले ही फर्स्ट चैप्टर में ही काइनेमेटिक्स में मैंने आर थीटा जैसी चीज कॉन्सेप्ट को इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया कि भाई ये आर और थीटा एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है जो कभी भी कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट किसी भी तरीके से घूमता है तो उस पर अप्लाई कर सकते हो तुम, कहीं भी किसी भी कर्व पाथ से जाता है। मुझे अच्छे से याद है बिकॉज व्हेन आई वाज टीचिंग माय फर्स्ट बैच व्हिच गॉट द टॉप 10 रैंक, शुभम, उसको मैंने ये कॉन्सेप्ट इंट्रोड्यूस किया था एंड देन देयर वाज दिस प्रॉब्लम कि एक पर्सन स्ट्रेट लाइन पे जा रहा है और दूसरा पर्सन उसको चेस कर रहा है। वो एक स्टैंडर्ड सा प्रॉब्लम है ना जिसमें कि डीएल बाई डी टी करके हम वो वेलोसिटी ऑफ अप्रोच या शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस या शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस बिटवीन दीज टू पार्टिकल निकालते हैं। ये स्टैंडर्ड प्रॉब्लम हम फ्लिक किया ही होगा आपने।
हाँ, ये इरोडोवर।
हेलो। हाँ तो बेसिकली मैंने उसको ये प्रॉब्लम दिया था और उसको एक स्टैंडर्ड तरीका जो है मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस जब सॉल्व कर रहे थे हम क्लास में, तो एक स्टैंडर्ड तरीका मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया था विच इज डीएल बाई डी टी करके वेलोसिटी ऑफ अप्रोच निकाल के। और बिकॉज इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ साइन थीटा डी टी था, साइन थीटा डी टी वेयर थीटा का डी टी टाइम के साथ फंक्शन नहीं पता है तो कट जाता है। मतलब आई होप आपने सॉल्व किया होगा। अब शुभम अटक गया, वो उसने बोला कि यार मुझे तो ऐसे नहीं करना है, मैं तो उसको आपने आर थीटा बताया है एंड बिकॉज दोनों तरफ से घूम सकता है तो मैं उसको उस तरीके से इंटीग्रेशन के अप्रोच से करूंगा, पूरा सॉल्व करूंगा उसको। ही टुक वन डे, केम बैक। तो जो उसका पैशन था इट ऑल्सो पुश्ड मी एज अ टीचर टू परस्यू एंड गो डीपर इनटू दैट सब्जेक्ट। तो आई थिंक वही सर चंदन सर वो पहले से ही है वैसे जो आप लोगों को प्रिपेयर करे कि भाई ये मैं तरीका बता दिया, अब तुम सोचो इसके 10 तरीके हो सकते हैं, 10 अप्रोच हो सकते हैं, अब आप लोग निकालो इसका बेस्ट अप्रोच क्या है।
Yeah, like that has happened with us a lot. We say कि सर ऐसे हो जाएगा, then we like okay करके बताऊँ सर। Then the next day we come up with 10 pages long solution and then we say कि हाँ सर ये आपका होना सही था। So
गुड गुड गुड। तो ये बताओ यार, बहुत सारे बच्चे इस समय जो इस वीडियो को भी देखेंगे बाद में भी देखेंगे वो ओलंपियाड की तैयारी कब से तुम्हें लगता है, मतलब तुमने तो 10th में किया, क्या 9th में करना चाहिए, 8th में करना चाहिए, 11th में करना चाहिए या 10th, मतलब व्हाट इज द राइट टाइम टू स्टार्ट दिस ओलंपियाड प्रिपरेशन स्पेशली फिजिक्स, क्योंकि केमिस्ट्री तो काफी वास्ट है, फिजिक्स और मैथ्स जैसे ओलंपियाड्स होते हैं जो मैक्सिमम बच्चे एस्पायर करते हैं, तो उनको कब राइट टाइम है शुरू करने का?
so केमिस्ट्री तो मुझे खुद को नहीं आता, मैं नहीं बोलूंगा कुछ। मैथ्स आई वुड से मैथ्स इज समथिंग ऑफ if you talk about maths Olympiads, it's more of a puzzle solving than problem solving. So for that, I think it's good if students like start from an early age, not like targeted towards the exam, but maybe just trying to inculcate problem solving skills into them. So when you actually start the theory, when you start the syllabus or curriculum, you find those things easier, because this has happened with me that I started kind of reading things about it and all that, and I was like, how does one gets to know कि ये करना है? That's just
हम्म
completely I mean, obscure to see. So because when I talk to my other fellow students, then they were like, "कि, okay, so we have been doing this for long, so we know कि we have that intuition कि ऐसा करना है." So for math, I would say it's good to start from like an early age, I would say fifth or sixth, not to prepare for the Olympiad, but do things like solving puzzles or riddles or I mean maths for them. So yeah,
Got it. Got it.
and
So,
when start the formal Olympiad stuff from maybe eighth or something.
गॉट इट। ये मैथ्स के लिए हो गया। फिजिक्स के लिए क्या लगता है?
फिजिक्स के लिए what I have observed because मैंने फिजिक्स पढ़ी है एक्चुअली अलग अलग टाइम्स पे, बट द ओनली पॉइंट व्हेन आई एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग फिजिक्स एंड could solve all of the problems related to it was in my grade 10. Now that's due to two factors, because one, I learned from Chandan sir. Two, because I was mature at that age. So you have this thing ki one needs a maturity with all the concepts. So it's useless if one starts like very early and then you just know the formula, you can solve the problems or something, or you don't get a deeper understanding of what's going on. It's very much required in physics. So I would say if one can understand things easily and is good with it and passionate with physics, then they can start with in ninth and then follow on. But if nothing like that and like normal person haven't done much, then I would expect 10th is the correct time. If you can start in 11th too, but then that might feel like you have started too late. So
गॉट इट। गॉट इट। मोस्टली कुछ सालों पहले तक, मतलब अभी तो ट्रेंड हैज स्टार्टेड फॉर 10th, बट मैंने बिकॉज फिजिक्स एंड केमिस्ट्री इनके ओलंपियाड्स के मोस्टली बच्चे 11th में शुरू करते थे, एंड दे यूज टू अपीयर फॉर फिजिक्स ओलंपियाड मोस्टली इन 12th। 11th में नहीं होता था। बट नाउ आई थिंक फॉर द पास्ट 4 or 5 years आई हैव सीन स्टूडेंट्स गेटिंग क्वालिफाइड इन 11th grade. So सबसे पहले तो यू आर जस्ट मूविंग टू 12th, जस्ट मूव टू 12th, so you have qualified this in 11th grade, so congratulations once again यहाँ पे, so early. So tell me one thing after this moment, and of course you will be also going for the the Olympiad camp, physics Olympiad camp. Yeah, especially
it's done.
camp is done. You're selected for the country, right?
Yeah, training camp.
Training camp.
Training.
So basically, so when is the representation for the country?
July, mid-July.
Mid-July. So all the best for that. And are you prepared for that?
Well, I'm never prepared for anything, right?
Yeah, that's a right answer. That's the right answer. So all the best and get gold for us. Get gold for the entire country. I hope the entire country will be playing for your gold. Uh, it's definitely a proud moment because I told you other time also that when we were starting this Olympiad wing, there was one vision that we have to get push our country's ranking within top 2, top 3, rank 1, because all these are occupied by either US or Chinese, right? So we need to definitely and also South Asian countries. So we need to occupy that space, and a student like you who has been aspiring and preparing and who has actually full conviction for this subject, definitely we have the we are on the right path as a country, and if we start pushing a little early, I think we'll get much better gold, and if everyone gets gold, then our ranking will improve, right? So all the best with that. The whole country will be waiting. अब ये बताओ यार, बेसिकली ये सब तो हो गया, थोड़ा सा ये बताओ, मतलब फन मोमेंट्स इन योर लाइफ, ऑफ कोर्स, हाउ इज दिस अफेक्टिंग योर जेई प्रिपरेशन, in a good way or a bad way?
Both. I mean, in a bad way that if you look at it superficially, it will feel कि मेरा syllabus नहीं हुआ है and I am a bit behind. I won't be scoring good in tests if I give them now. So that's a bad thing. But good thing is I would say that I'm done with physics. I can give most of my time to chemistry and maths, and also a lot of abilities developed in while doing physics have transcended into other subjects as well. And maths, like while solving maths, it's a bit easier because you have those problem solving skills earlier. Also in chemistry a bit, not much.
वो
That's
जानना
a,
चाहूंगा मैं।
that's
केमिस्ट्री
that's
का
a
है।
good.
I want to know in detail because I know most of these students, सबकी दुखती रग वही होती है. Their weak point is chemistry. Most of the top students, their weak point is chemistry. So,
Um, it's not my weak point. I just feel that I haven't devoted enough time to it. So once I start devoting time, I'm sure that I'll be at least average in it.
nahi, we'll definitely want you to be, the best in it.
I mean, at least.
Uh, so, chemistry is very interesting in that sense. Because I was a chemistry teacher initially, and I told you, right, with Shubham, I started teaching physics. It was my first physics interaction because of Shubham. And therefore, I think as a teacher and as a student, we were both preparing at that point in 2000, 11, 12, and 13. 12, 13, and 14. So before that, I was an organic chemistry teacher and mostly periodic table, the general chemistry and organic chemistry teacher, which is periodic table, chemical bonding. And my approach was very different because I used to teach it more like a physics. Right? If you actually explain the concept, what is happening and why it is happening, and in 90% of the cases you can do. There are corner cases, I understand, and that can also be explained if you understand it, from a lens of physics. So if you try to look it from a lens of physics, organic chemistry definitely will look much easier. And as you rightly said, Shubham also qualified, for Maths Olympiad. He qualified and he went till the camp. And exactly like you, he did not do anything in physics and he did not do anything in chemistry. He did not devoted time till the time he came back from the camp in 12th. Uh, and once he came back, I think it was the time when he started for the first time really learning physics. Physics, at least the first part of physics he knew, but the second part, 12th, he did not study at all. And chemistry, he did not study zero. He was at zero level. So from there, he got a all India rank 6. So definitely, there's a lot of time, especially a student like you. So interestingly, a funny side of it, let's say from physics, chemistry, or maths, uh, and if you have, if you want some superpower, right? What will be that, right? Any superpower you really wish that you had?
In academics,
Any superpower, like Superman has that power and Batman has some power. So any superpower you want.
teleportation. I hate traveling. A very
See,
useful one for me.
so do you believe it is possible? Because you have been doing physics.
I believe, but it does not exist. I mean, believe. I hope that it exists.
Okay. Teleportation. Uh, what about, so have you studied quantum in detail or just for the sake of physics?
A bit. I mean, a bit I have studied.
Okay.
Not much.
Because that is one topic that is very fascinating. And once you're free from all IIT exams, we'll definitely have a long discussion. And how fond are you of reading books? Do you read books?
Academic or
Non-academic?
non-academic? I love reading non-academic books, but I just don't get time actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is one audio podcast or book. I will send it over to you. For this qualification. This book is, you will definitely love. At least first 3 chapters or 4 chapters. If you study, it is like chemistry, physics, all the basics of periodic table, the basics of that, but in a very, very different way. The book is written by one of the MIT professors named as Something Deeply Hidden. And it talks about multiple universe. It talks about why multiple worlds exist using all the quantum rules, right? The quantum entanglement, and it tells us that a particle can exist at 2 places at the same time, right? So so it's a beautiful book. You definitely love, at least podcast, whenever you feel that you are getting bored and you have little bit of time, like walking time, you can listen to that audio podcast if you have time. And you can do it after your JEE advanced. So basically, it's a very good book. Personally, I really loved any physics book after a long, long time. And So
Yes.
I will definitely ask Chandan sir to send it across to you. So
Yeah. And I'll try after IPHO. I might get some time.
so basically, then that will be the right time when I will share that book across. It's a beautiful book, and I personally loved it, and therefore I can tell you from a teacher's passion. I am completely passionate about physics and the organic chemistry. Organic chemistry, I don't teach. I don't remember now, but I actually know the underlying concept of it. So these are the two things, and I really, because I was more like a physics teacher teaching organic chemistry, so it was very different experience for the students. First batch, they were like startled. I can tell you, my first batch, it was 12th batch, and when they came, they had studied chemistry from someone else, and they said, "Sir, you are not even teaching and making us remember any reaction. Matlab, you are a bad teacher." And the first batch was that reaction. Then second batch, which was complete 2 year batch, which was 2006 2008 batch, they loved it because their first interaction with organic chemistry was with me, and they completely loved it. But till that they didn't study organic chemistry even in their IIT days, because IIT first year they have to study organic chemistry. They just relied on my notes. So I therefore I love I have stopped teaching now, but I really love that, and I can understand Vikas sir, Chandan sir, their passion. So now last, I will not take much time and I will leave you. But what is your advice for these students who will be watching, the young students, someone who is your batchmates? What will be your advice for Olympiad as well as for JEE?
Uh, Advice as in general anything.
In general, मतलब ओलंपियाड के लिए अगर बोलना चाहते बताना चाहते हैं उनको तो
Never give up and always dream about something. You should have something to live for. That's it.
So what are you living for apart from the gold in the IPHO? Right now, that is.
I'm living to eat and sleep at this point. Just relaxing.
That's the most genuine answer I've got. Great, Ritesh. And I will not take much of time. I think congratulations once again for your, success, and many more success to come your way. As you rightly said, as a teacher, I will only tell you one thing, and that never give up, and always believe that you can be the best and you can beat the best. India needs people like you. I have always told all my students who have qualified IIT, got the top ranks, that be grounded. Always be grounded. That is very important, because as a student, when we start getting these accolades, ego also comes in between sometimes. And the moment ego comes, you stop thinking about creating something. And India requires a lot of, we are very behind in AI and stuff. We are very behind in the monetary systems. And I think India requires great minds like yours to contribute to our country, and you know really bring innovation to our country. And that is what I always advise, and I've always given that advice. Only this is the advice that I give, that be grounded and be humble, because all this success is because of your hard work. Keep doing that, keep innovating, and make India proud.
Thank you.
All the best.